Hey guys, Laura here, and today I'm going to be taking you through a bala bangle booty workout. All right, you guys, so if you haven't already caught my review of the bala bangles, you can find it in the little infographic beside the little corner over here. Otherwise, we are going to get started with our bala bangles around our ankles. I have the 2-pound variation. You can use the 1 pound, the half pound, whatever feels great for you. And we're also going to be using a mat. If you haven't already subscribed to my page, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future workouts, reviews, fitness tips, all of the things. And let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with our knees underneath our hips and our hands underneath our shoulders and warm up our spine with a couple cat-cows. Round the back into an angry cat. And then lengthen the spine, lift the chest bone, and lift the tailbone. And again, exhale round. And then lengthen. So we're starting to get the core activated here, mobilizing through the lower back and warming up the shoulders as our hands are underneath them. 3 more here. As you tuck that tailbone under, see if you can pull the belly towards the lower back, opening up the lower back, engaging those lower abdominals. Last one. We're going to end in a neutral spine, so it's going to be flat like a table. I want you to take one of your legs out so that the toes touching the floor like a plank. And I want you to lift the leg up, lower down. Lift and lower. We've got 10. Up and down. Straight leg lifts, then lowers. Your hands stay underneath your shoulders. Your shoulders try to stay open. Try to keep from wiggling those hips from side to side. We've got 2. Last one. Then bring your leg back down, other side. As we lift, we're working through the hamstrings and the booty, and the belly still tries to stay pulling towards the top back end of our shirt. Last 2. And 1. And back underneath. From here, we're going to go left leg, right hand, reaching towards the outside corners of our mat. Lift and lower. So elevating what we just did moments before. Whole back line active, working through the glutes and the hamstring and the top side of our shoulder. Only 2 points of contact here, so our core has to work a little bit harder to keep us square like a table. Last one, hold the arm and leg in the sky, hug your knee into your belly, and then reach your arm and leg on out. Hug and press. Hug and press. You round that back into the angry cat when the knee and the elbow come to meet. You find that flat back like a table, shirt parallel to the ground. Last 2, reach. 1, reach and down. I already feel my butt. Hopefully you do too. Reach your hand and opposite leg, so right leg, left hand. Lift and lower. We try to keep the hips stable here. So my chest, the front side of my shirt, is looking forward at the floor. Last 2. On 1, we hold in the sky, hug the knee to the elbow, and reach it long. Hug and reach. Our opposite leg just stays standing on the ground. We've got the left knee underneath the hip, the right hand underneath the shoulder. Last 3, 2, 1, and arm and leg on down. Nice job. Child's pose stretch if you need it. And then we're going to flip over onto our back, giving our hands and our shoulders a little break. Going into some bridging here. Feet, the closer they are towards your hips, the more your butt's going to work. Lift the hips to the sky, lower down. Lift and lower. To start, take that bottom all the way back down towards the mat to rest. To level up, we're going to take your hips only halfway down and lift. Halfway down and lift. Handprints are long. opening up the chest, but we're giving those wrists a little bit of time, relaxing from having that pressure through that joint. Last 3, 2, hold on 1, high hips here, option to stay here, otherwise we're going to march. One leg up to tabletop, lower down. Opposite leg to tabletop, lower down. March and lower. March and lower. Belly hugs to the back. The hips try to stay stable. Our hips try to still press up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet down, lower downwards towards the ground. Awesome job. We're going to quarter turn so that we're on our sides. As we're here on our side, you can be in a propped side plank position. You can go into kind of like this beauty queen position, or you can have your hand all the way on down. I'm going to go up in this beauty queen position. Feet to the front corner, upper back along the back line of your mat. Your top leg will lift up, lower down. Lift up, lower down. So now we're starting to tackle the side booty over here. That helps to give you that nice side lift. But also, for me, more importantly, what I care about, it's what helps to stabilize our hips. What helps to keep our knees strong, our hips strong, especially if you're a runner. We get nice mobility through our hips, so we're opening up that IT band. 2, 1. I want you to keep your leg lifted. Kick it forward and back. Now this one, if it's kind of hard, you can bend your bottom leg down, and that gives you a little bit more leverage, more sturdier support. Harder variation would be, ooh, I felt that belly turn on more, to keep your bottom leg long. Forward and back. Now we're still working the side booty, but at the same time, we're working the back booty, your glute max, your main cheek. Whew. 7, last 3, 2, 1 more. We're going to take our ankle to our ankle, hold it here. Point your top leg, try to lift your side waist. We're going to go around in a circle, around in a circle. Keep that belly hugging to your back. Your hips are staying stacked, and your shoulders are staying stacked. So if you were up against an imaginary wall, you wouldn't be bumping into it. Last 2, 1. Switch directions. Woo, backwards is harder for some reason. Squeeze your booty to lift up. Keep your shoulders open. So a lot of times we change that orientation of our upper torso to give us a little bit of help to lift the leg to the sky. You want to use that belly, your core, your back to stabilize. Last one here. Top leg, bend it in, and go ahead and try to reach for the back side of your bala bangles. Now I'm standing right in front of my hip bone, holding on to the outside of my ankle on those little bala bangle bands, and I want to lift my bottom leg and lower. Lift and lower. 8. Try to keep your top knee lifted upwards towards the ceiling. Last 2. Hold on 1, keep it lifted, pulse it up. We lift, lift, lift. I'm hot. Are you guys hot? We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold on 1. Point your toe, tiny circle. Mix it out and circle. Keep the top knee pointing to the sky. We've got this. We're strong. We've got 5, 4, inner thigh. 2, 1, switch directions, go backwards, mix that circle. We've got it. Stay stable through that torso. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, reach your legs long. And now both legs together, handprint in front of your torso. I want you to lift and lower. Sideways, did you feel it? Lift, lower. Keep your upper shoulder open so that we're not leaning forward and using our back. We want to use that side part of our body. Use that exhale to help you lift those legs to the sky. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Okay, we're going to come up to seated. Stay seated here, facing me. Externally rotate your feet. So I have what's called a Pilates V. My feet are kind of out of frame, but they're kind of making this kind of V position here, a little pizza. Take your hands slightly behind you. I'm going to scoot my bottom forward so I'm on my mat. And then I want you to lift up, lower. Same leg up, lower. We're still targeting your inner thighs. We're working through your belly. I know we said that we were going to work, but I promise you, you're going to be so thankful for this break. Your booty is going to be so sore tomorrow with these bangles. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Other side. We lift. Keep that chest bone open. Open back. Scoop the belly. You can always come down on your elbows if your wrists are getting tired here. We've got 3, 2, and 1. And now we're going to go to the other side. Laying down on our side body here. Take the same position that you did on the other side. So I took kind of like that beauty queen position. I'm going to come back into it. My feet come to the front mat. My upper back's along my back mat. My hands just in front of my belly button. Top leg goes up and then down. I got a nice adjustment there. Up and then down. When you lift, we want to be using that outer hip like I mentioned on the other side, but you also want to control it down so you're not allowing those bangles to crash at the bottom. That's going to be helping you work the booty in both directions. What's called the concentric on the up and the eccentric on the down. 2 and 1. Remember on this one, if you need to, you can bend that bottom knee. Gives you a little bit more stability as you go forward and back. Also notice how I'm opting to take my hand a little bit more forward on the mat, and that gives me also a little bit better of a surface area, more support. But it's only my fingertips that are touching the mat. I'm not laying my whole hand down because I don't need it. I got a strong base. I just kind of need that bicycle kickstand a little bit. You know what I mean? Last one. Foot to foot, tiny circles. We go around, around. We've got this. We're strong. Feel that outer hip. Lift the leg and control that descent down. Last one, switch directions. We go around, around. Belly to back. Hip bone stacked. You would have that wall behind your back. And you wouldn't crash into it. Last 2. And 1. Now your top leg will bend in right in front of your hip bone. Bottom leg, inner thigh. We lift up and lower, up and lower. We're targeting all the different angles of our legs. Gonna help us find that lift in our booty, but also it's gonna help us find that stability in our pelvis. Help us be more powerful runners, help us hike, help us around the house as we're doing all those chores. Last 2. 1, lift it up and give me little pulses to the sky. Little lift, belly hugging in. 4, 3, 2, 1, point your toe, little circles. Mix it around the bowl. Is your knee still pointing to the sky? Knee tries to go up. So we're opening up that hip. Oh, this side's harder for me. Last 2. 1, switch directions. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, thank you. That's done. Oh, we've got our side sit-ups. I almost missed them out on this side. Keep it square, shoulders stacked, hip bones stacked, legs together. We try to lift the leg bones up and lower. Oh, I'm stronger this side. Lift and lower. We've got 10. I like to use that exhale to help me lift the legs. Still feel my inner thighs from my bottom side, my bottom leg. Crazy how that happens. Lift, lower, Keep those legs together, hip bone stacked against the imaginary wall. Last 2 and 1. Down. Okay, last thing here, I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten my bangle. I'm gonna go back to the hands and knees. You can also opt to come onto your forearms if your elbows get, or if your wrists get a little bit tired. I am gonna go on my elbows just because it helps me feel this more in my butt. Take one of your legs out. I'm gonna start with my right side, lift, and from here, bend the heel to the butt and straighten. Bend and straighten. Forearms or palms are pressing into the ground so that you can lift your chest off the floor. Your thigh bone in the back that's hovering is trying to stay up and lifted so you can get a quad stretch as the heel bone comes in. 2, 1, keep it flex and lift, lift, lift. Find that heat in the back of your booty. We go up and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the leg down. From here, I am going to come onto my palms. I'm going to make a little rainbow. We go from one corner of the mat up and over to the opposite side. Up and over and home. Little rainbow, but we're not wagging our tail and we're not wagging our shoulders. Gaze is forward. Belly still hugs in to help protect the lower back. So all this work is happening on the backside of my leg, backside of my booty, and my lower back stays out of the game. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Okay, same thing, other leg. Straighten it out to the floor, and now lift it to the sky. Bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. So remember, if you took that forearm position on the other side, we're back on our forearms. I like it because it gives me a little extra break on my wrists, and I didn't have hand surgery just from an accident, not anything fitness related. We've got 4, extend, 3, straighten, 2. On your last one, you're going to stay bent. Flex the foot and lift and lift. I love this series because it helps me feel more powerful in my legs, more powerful in my butt. Once I started concentrating on more booty exercises, I stopped feeling as much tightness in my calves when I ran. 3, 2, 1, straighten the leg, and then we're going to go into our rainbows, side to side. Also, back in high school, I tore my MCL and had a lot of knee pain after that during my late high school and college years. And once I started adding in more booty exercises, it really just changed the game for me. Felt more stable through my hips, less tension through my knee, so I didn't have any of that side knee pain anymore. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1. Awesome job, you guys. Bend it in and come on up. And that's all I have for you for today's series. If you got at least a little bit of a glisten, go ahead and give that video a thumbs up. If you have any questions about anything that we did today, go ahead and drop it down in the comments below. And if you have any requests for what you would like to see next, go ahead and drop that down in the comments below. You can also find me on Instagram, message me if you would like to talk a little bit more in depth about these exercises, talk a little bit more in depth about your fitness goals. I am all about helping to empower people and help them to go towards their fitness goals, their health and wellness goals. And like I mentioned, if you haven't already subscribed to my page, go ahead and subscribe to it so that you can continue to keep moving forward in your health and wellness goals. I post videos every week, and I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.